Excellent pot. We may have a new favourite for the tournament.
Here comes Angles.
Absolutely remarkable. One of the best clearances I've ever seen in my life.
The world #1 finishes in style.
Good evening. We've got 4 players and 1 table left here inside the Crucible Theatre in this year's Betfred World Championship. And the likeability factor is high in our semi-final lineup because we've got a quartet of players who are amongst the most popular and best respected in the sport. Now, significantly, none of them has won a major title this term, and that's about to change for one of them as they hit the jackpot over the next 4 days. Now, this evening, we have got Mark Selby, the world #1, about to take on Marco Fu in their first session. But this afternoon brought us a very curious and rather historic event. The first meeting between 2 qualifiers in a semi-final here since 1978, as 45-year-old Alan McManus met China's new favourite for the title, Ding Junhui.
Leads Alan McManus 2 frames to 0. He's playing superbly well. He takes all 4 frames and he leads 4-0. That's awkward. It's a gap. It's now 5-2. That's a poor attempt. Plenty of turn-ups there. It has been the Ding Junhui show here this afternoon. Ding Junhui takes the session 6 frames to 2.
And the 1997 world champion Ken Doherty is with us. Ken, 4 centuries from Ding today. The record in a semi-final is 5, incidentally. That's surely on shaky ground now. But has the real Ding Junhui finally emerged in this theatre at long last?
I think so, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. He's built up to steam, you would have to say. And, you know, we talked about the qualifiers, 2 qualifiers in the semi-final. And maybe, you know, those 3 matches are the qualifiers for Ding because he was searching for a bit of confidence. He's been using Terry this season. And I think those 3 matches has given Ding that little bit of sparkle, that little bit of confidence that he's need, and he's carried it right through, and he's getting better and better every single round.
Now, as for Alan McManus, remarkable story. 23 years after his last Crucible semi-final, when Ding Junhui was only 6, by the way. Extraordinary, isn't it? But how precarious at 2-6 down is his situation even now?
Even at 6 years of age, Ding was probably still making century breaks, you know. But funny enough, I remember that semi-final with Alan McManus. It was his big breakthrough into the top 16. It was remarkable because he only turned professional, I think, in 1990 or 91. The 2 frames that he did win could be crucial because it's given him a little bit of hope. When it looked very precarious at one stage for Alan McManus, he's going to dig in, and he's still in this match. There's no doubt about that, but he needs a better start. And I think the start that Ding got, he sort of compounded, you know, his lead. But Alan is a great fighter. He's full of heart, and I'm sure he's going to get stuck in the next session.
And so much for the fatigue of the qualifiers. We're definitely going to have a qualifier in this year's final, which is a remarkable story in itself. But as for this second semi-final, it's going to be contested by Snooker's Brinkman and Snooker's model professional, Marco Fu.
He hasn't got a weakness, I don't think. He's a very good match player, as like, everyone will understand, because he's been here for a long time, and he's the type of player that feels very comfortable playing at the Crucible, especially the one-table setup. It's going to be a very big challenge for me.
There's not going to be any favourites as such, and I won't go out there believing, obviously, like I'm one of the favourites. I'll just go out there and play one frame at a time and try and stay focused and see what happens.
It's going to be a very tough game. I'm still a long way to go, like 2 matches. But best of 33, best of 35, a long way to go. Just need to take it 1 match at a time, 1 ball at a time.
Sitting here now in the semi-final, I feel as though like I've played all season and not had a day off. That's what the tournament does to you. It's such a long tournament, so mentally draining and physically draining, but that's what it is. It's the same for everyone else, and it's whoever's the last man standing is the strongest. You can't predict, obviously, the nerves you're going to feel when you go out there, so hopefully I can just stay calm and stay relaxed and play good snooker.
Well, there's a situation. Marco Fu survived a furiously fabulous comeback against Barry Hawkins last night and dished up, there's appropriately dished up one of the greatest clearances we have ever seen to win it. It's been 10 years since his only previous appearance in the last 4. Mark Selby won the title 2 years ago. It's the 4th time in total that he's been in the semi-finals. And after 13 days of graft and effort and tension, what a significant moment this will be once again for the two of them. And it's time to get things underway this evening with MC Rob Walker.
Thanks, Hazel. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This fabulous atmospheric arena takes on a slightly different feel when we get down to the one-table setup. Some of the sport's ultimate showdowns have happened at the semi-final stage of the Betfred World Snooker Championship. We are all set for another rocking night of entertainment here at the Crucible. The Sheffield crowd are ready to roar once more. Please welcome a player making his first appearance in the one-table setup for 10 years. Here after a brilliant clearance last night against the resurgent Barry Hawkins, twice a ranking event winner, he is one of the sport's most important global ambassadors. So raise the roof from Hong Kong, he's Marco Fu. And his opponent, a player of immense self-belief who never loses his cool under pressure. 9 years after his first semi-final, he's back for a 4th crack at the one-table setup. Multiple Masters champion, world champion, of course, 2 years ago. He's poised and ready for another massive night here at the Crucible. He's the world #1. He's the jester from Leicester. He's Mark Selby.
Good evening, Hazel, and good evening, everybody, to the start of the first session. 4 sessions. In the first 3 sessions, 8 frames, and then the possible 9 frames for the final session. And this semi-final, Willie, promises to be an absolute cracker.
Absolutely looking forward to that. I had the pleasure of commentating on the Foo yesterday with Barry Hawkins, and honestly, it was one of the best sessions I've ever commentated on. He produced a miraculous clearance in the last frame to pinch it. And Mark Selby is getting better and better. He's nowhere near his best by any stretch of the imagination, and that's not a very good break-off.
No, that's your worst possible start, isn't it? He's caught the end red too thick. Much too thick. There's a tournament pot success. That's why they've got here. You've got to have 90% or above to win in this class of opposition. Long pot success. Well, Marco Fu about right. A little bit low for Mark Selby. But he won't be happy with this break-off. Gifting Marco an easy starter. Safety, a bit low for both players. And there's the high breaks. We know that they're very, very capable of winning frames in one visit.
Both these wonderful players have had over 400 centuries, John. I think it's 404 Marco Fu, 414 Selby. This is the break-off. Caught it far too thick.
Yeah, Rob Walker, when he was introducing the players. 10 years since Marco Fu was last in the semi-final of the World Championship. Just giving this every consideration. I mean, this is where he played to leave the cue ball, so he must have had thoughts of maybe playing the pot, trying to cannon the black into play. Well, in the end, was undecided. Tried to pinch a bit.
Marco Fu 6.
So, nice easy starter. Disappointed he only got 6 points. Entitled to be a little bit nervous, of course, first frame in such a big match.
One.
It's funny, Willie, when you say that Mark Selby has not been at his best so far in the tournament. I think he's the type of player that doesn't strive to be his best, really. He's quite happy to take what's there, and if he gets a scrappy frame, then it just makes him concentrate a little bit harder.
I think the real beauty of Mark Selby is that his B game is exceptional, and he knows he's one of those players also that can put every adversity out of his mind and play the next shot as if it's the first. Not many players can do that.
Yeah, some players, if they're not playing at their absolute best, their heads drop. Be a little bit disappointed with that. So signs that both players just got a little bit of tension in the arm. Well short of pace on this positional shot.
Yeah, screwing this in, trying to come off the edge of the reds and try and get out for blue or pink. That was a delayed reaction on the pink, and I think he's been unlucky. Just keep an eye on this white. It actually stopped when it hit the first red, and all of a sudden took off.
Yeah, I thought for a moment like you that this pink didn't go to the middle, but I think it just about squeezes in. Nicely played. It'll be interesting to see where the pink will pot once it's respotted. We've got all the angles covered now. We're down to the one table. And that's the beauty of the Crucible Theatre. Okay, it only holds just over 900 people, but everybody has a good view of the action.
Well,
we just need a little bit more side. Right, it's early in the match. I don't think he'd be tempted by the brown. I think it'd just be a safety.
Both these players exceptional safety players. He decided the safeties not guaranteed, so it looks like he's going to be taking the brown on. Very good. That shows signs Johnny's feeling pretty good with himself.
Well, that was an excellent shot. If that cue ball had been another
50.
couple of inches away from the cushion, it'd been absolutely inch perfect to pot this red above the black. As we watch that brown again, that was a big shot to take on early on in the match, and it'll be a real confidence booster that he knocked it in clean as a whistle.
Just got an edge here. We can flick the black out. And, okay, the black might be going close to the cushion, but he may be able to just knock it into a position where it pots. And he's played that lovely. And he can,
60.
this black, he moves the red away from the black spot. So if this black goes in from nowhere, he's got the balls in open play.
Mark Selby.
It's always
60.
the danger when you're thinking you're going to be running into a ball. He's trying to develop the red.
Touching ball.
And it just seems human nature. You just take your eye off the pot slightly. You just feel if that red hadn't have been there, he'd have potted that. Now, has he got away with it? Touching ball has been declared by a referee, Brendan Moore. Referee Brendan Moore, local man, comes from Sheffield.
Surely touching ball, he'd be able to see one of the reds, John, to pot.
Yeah.
Either two on the left into the middle. You wouldn't think he'd be snookered on both of them, but he's playing safe.
Well, he maybe could get to the left down one of the two, but doesn't deem it the right shot to play. But Mark lucky not to leave the one to this corner. Just under hit that slightly. He'll be a little bit annoyed. Clear run back to the balk end. Should have found the balk cushion.
Yes, and worse still, he can get through to the potting angle of this red. Always had that little bit of a head movement, Mark Selby, when playing the shot. I don't think he's got away with this one. I think he can get through to the red in the middle.
One.
Wrong side the blue normally speaking, but with that red in the balk end, no problem for position.
Six. Seven.
You can always tell when there's a little bit of tension in the arm where the player seems to hit the ball hard but getting very little movement on the cue ball.
The timing's not quite there yet. It's not too bad on the brown or the green. If he wanted to play the green and go into the bunch, but he's playing the brown.
Well, there is a couple of loose reds, and that's what he's playing for. Ooh, has this run too far?
11.
He's having a close look. Little shake of the head. What does that tell us?
This game is all about fractions, isn't it, John?
Yeah.
Fraction away from being on this red.
Well, I think he thinks he can just turn it over with a touch of left-hand side here. Yes.
Play.
So, just about on it, and now in potting this black, surely we'll come off the side cushion into the cluster, try and bring other reds into play. He's got a red to the right middle. Hit them well.
19.
Deserved better, didn't he? Couldn't have played that shot into the bunch better than that. And the red in the middle, he can't get top side of the blue. Too risky to screw back for the pink in the middle. So they'll have to be playing the blue in and out of balk in potting this red. Yeah, very unlucky there, Marco, not to get a better split than that.
Yeah, and it's amazing, isn't it? He was playing the red. He knew he wasn't going to have good position on the colour. So it was just a case of making certain of the red. Ooh, it nearly dropped. So I'll let off Mark Selby. If you can get good position on the blue here. He's got to cue this well, as I say. Both players have not just got the timing right so far. How can he get on the blue off this? Cued that nicely. And a little bit unfortunate, in all honesty. Hampered by the red. May elect to play the yellow. No, he must feel just by dropping the blue in, he'll automatically come on that red that's just below the pink. So that made it a little bit easier. As long as you don't have a lot of work to do with the cue ball. On this red, black available.
Seven.
Just a little bit low, but he may be able to nudge it, or he could play the cannon to two reds, but I think playing the run through, he just nudges the red to the right of the black towards this pocket. Judged it nicely.
Yes, and pushed it in such a way that he could just stop the white dead here.
40.
And leave the three-quarter ball black, and then play into those two reds and pink that John said needed moving.
Thanks. 50.
The only problem is if he hits the front red full ball, he may stick on them, so he may decide to go up for the red over the middle pocket and then play the cannon off the blue. Yes, he's playing up for that one first, and that's not a bad idea because it's a big target to go into from the blue into that red and pink. In 2 shots' time, we're trying to hit the red and pink at the same time, and that'll bring both reds into play.
22.
13 points to lead. So if after this red, the cannon from blue to those two reds.
23.
If it goes right, could be a frame winner.
Do you tend to play this hard, John, so it pushes the second red on and off the cushion, or is it cannon into the black?
Yeah, well, just the line I'm looking, if he caught it too full, I think it would run into the black, but then if you play it slow, you could finish on nothing. So I think a little bit more pace than you would normally expect. That was the problem. I suppose a little bit unlucky, but as you said, I'd have favoured.
28.
He needed to hit the red a little bit thinner than that. But it was never going to be easy to develop one of those reds into a perfect potting position, although you certainly play into the middle, but it's tricky. Couldn't play it much better than that. Super Scott.
29.
And after black, red, black, he'd be 35 points in front. Now he's going to have to play for blue or pink, so he's going to need that last red to leave Marco Foodney in snookers.
36.
Needs a good angle on the blue. Well, he's got it if he plays the blue into this left corner pocket. Well, he's going to play the brown. He's Potted a much more difficult shot than this, swinging it round off 3 cushions for the red. The only red it needed. Oh, and he looks to have played this well, at least to slow off a fraction. Just one of them slightly awkward ones, playing into a blind pocket. You got to pick out the angle and trust yourself. Red for the frame. Right in the heart of the pocket.
42.
Marco will be very disappointed. He's had 2 chances to win this opening frame.
Now that black's gone in, he won't be getting another one. Mark Selby now 40 ahead with just 27
49.
remaining. Doubt very much whether Marco will carry on. No, he knocked his concession. It was a frame where both players had a couple of chances. A little bit of tension in the arm. But at the end of the day, first frame goes to world number 1, Mark Selby.
Thank you. The second frame. Quiet down, please. Thank you. Marco Fu to break.
And Hazel, this is a possible match that could go all the way. Both these players, I think in fairness, Marco Fu's played the better than this tournament than Mark Selby, but we know Mark Selby's going to improve. This looks a long way off.
Foul, the miss. Marco Fu.
That was a misjudgment.
I can't make my mind up now, John, whether he was playing 1 cushion or 2. That's how far away it was with that.
Well, I thought it was a 2 cushion escape. I'm surprised he went off the 1 cushion. Marco, considering he can get through to the potting angle of this red. Could play it in the middle or the far left corner. Looks like the middle. He'll be wishing now he had them replaced. Although, having said that, he's not left this red too easy. Nice to see, though, that Marco was in a positive frame of mind there, playing that red. Mark not playing the pot here.
Thank you.
That red's just run on a fraction too hard, and I think Marco can play safe off it. Where's the black ball going? Was always a danger, but he was always going to run the red into the black. That made certain the red didn't go over the corner pocket. Very aggressive safety shot there from Mark Selby, and didn't play it very well, in all honesty. And he's fortunate not to leave anything. So I'll keep playing those attacking safeties and bringing the reds open, but you got to find the baulk cushion normally.
Are you sure your phones are switched off, please?
I don't know whether it's just me, John. I think this table was playing a little bit slower than the when there were 2-table situation.
It seems like that at the moment. As I say, the first frame we put it down a little bit of tension, just not going through with the cue as they would normally, but no, a couple of shots there. Looks as though it's coming off a bit slow, the top cushion.
Yeah, I mean, 1 cushion escape, you'd expect to find the baulk cushion, but they've both been short.
once again. Can't reach the baulk line. Never mind the baulk cushion. Good pot, found a gap, saw a gap. Really could get down to the baulk end, and he may just about be on the brown here. Pick this out and you can see the path of the cue ball. He knew he'd be playing as a shot with an element of safety. I thought he may just be about on the brown, but
green ball.
Now he's rolling up behind the green, so obviously he can't get through to the brown.
Marco for 1.
Yeah, it's well, the Reds spread as they are, and it was Mark Selby who played that aggressive safety a few shots ago. Not going to be guaranteed to get this safe. I mean, if you could get to the left-hand side cushion, you may be able to make contact with the red on the right-hand side of the table. That's the line he's looking for. Well, it was a good hit, and obviously keeping the cue ball on that side of the table, he knows the black is blocking the corner pocket for any possible pots. Good escape.
This is a real tempter though, isn't it? Down the cushion, get onto the blue. Obviously, if he gets really close to the pot, it could stick into the jaws of the pocket he's playing it in, but usually when they're playing the pace he would do to get onto the blue, the red should run along the top cushion. It looks like he's itching to play it. Be interesting to see what kind of pace he plays this at, whether he just plays it dead weight or whether he plays a little bit firm to bring it away from the pocket, and that's nowhere near. Surprising way he played that.
As you say, the thing is with that shot, if you get in the jaws, invariably it will just rattle and come along, but as you see, he only just caught the left-hand jaw. So an unexpected opportunity for Mark. You'd think he'd play for the black off this red. He can stay at the baulk end and still be on the black. Now the light's a little bit further out from the cushion. The black's on, bound to be running into other reds. Just to look a little bit with position, but the main thing in playing the shot, don't miss the black. Bound to be running into the reds. Now where does the black go? Is it available? No.
8.
At least he's got the pink in the open and the blue on its spot. So you regard this as a half-decent chance.
I'm just a little concerned if he plays get on the pink at some stage, it's going to go on to the brown or green spot. So what he'll probably try and do here is probably play it for the blue to make sure that the pink remains in play for a moment, so he gets that pink spot cleared. So that'll be paramount of importance now. Get onto the blue nicely to get onto the red that's on the pink spot. That's what he'll be thinking now.
9.
That's gone too far to make that shot a reality, or an easy shot to play. Could have done with it being another 6 inches short.
Well, we've got a choice of reds now.
14.
One to the left corner, one to the right corner. I think either one, there's a little bit of work to do with the cue ball. don't think it's just a straightforward pot and get position. Played that with a lot of right-hand side. I just showed you, we were saying the table looks a bit slow off the safeties, but when he's played his positional shots here off the cushion, he's overhit it slightly.
And once again, he's gone that little bit too far. The one on the pink spot is itching to get onto, but doesn't have the angle this time again.
Yeah, that red just below the pink is only available into the right corner.
Didn't play to flick the pink, and that's turned out to be a lot better than it first looked.
20. $21. Yeah.
With the angle he had on the red, he's played twice to get onto the blue, to get onto the red on the pink spot. And obviously now decided that because the pink will be out of commission, he's playing the blue. So he's still playing for that red on the pink spot. He's tried to get on it 3 times. How's it looking this time? Once again, not perfect, but he's on it.
26.
He just can't get out of this hole at the minute, John, can he? He's reluctant to play the pink.
27.
But he's got no choice now.
Well, where does that pink go? Well, there is no pink spot available. Highest available is the brown spot.
33. $34.
Well, needed just an inch or two more roll. There you see, just the wrong side of our blue line. So he can't get close to the next red. I'll have to leave a mid-distance pot. A little bit careless.
Yes, even at this standard you find it hard now and again, and he's had 3 times he played to get right side of the blue, didn't go too far.
39.
Then when he wanted to get right side of the blue this time, didn't go far enough, so this break has been workmanlike so far. He's not been in prime position once. It looks like that's still not going to be in prime position. It's strange, doesn't it? 3 times too far, twice not enough, and he's just smiling at the way things have been going now.
Yeah, he tried to give it a bit of hip movement to get that cue ball going a bit further, but once again, can't get the right angle. I think the only thing that's impressing me at the moment with those half-ball pots he's playing, Willie, is they're going right in the heart of the pocket.
He's looking at playing just a roll through, but he's blessed with so much cue power. He can go in and out of balk off this blue and come around the angles, but he decided to play the green. So just plain ball, doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball, just bring it straight back down or virtually over the green spot. Choice of 2 reds. Right over the green spot, choice of 2 reds, and he's played this very well.
$43. $44.
This time a little bit too thin. He may here. So let me have a look. 39 in front. This blue will put in 44 in front. Could be worth now playing a little cannon into the black. Would hold the white and release a couple of reds, which he needs to win the frame. You can't play it any better than that. Oh, and unlucky really that the black just bounced up a fraction. So
49.
Up for the blue, but the reds he requires are now in potable positions.
50.
Hey, he's got there.
It just shows you what's going through a player's mind when they know they've got balls in a problem position. They're trying to move them, and every time he got the wrong side. This time he has nothing to do with the cue ball. A little bit of left-hand side just to straighten it up, and it'll be nicely on the red, 2 up from the black. Well, this is a bit slow. What's he doing there? They lost a bit of concentration there, John, I think.
I think he did.
55.
I think he did. There was nothing for being short on this red. Well, it went in, and it was not to be sneezed at.
56.
Timing.
Deceleration, John, wasn't it?
I think the sneeze didn't help Willie. And he's on nothing. He was looking for that red, a colour, and one more red. He won't be getting it this visit unless he takes on a very risky blue.
And this 56 break has never been in position once where he wanted to be. And he can't really put a colour save because he's right on top of the green.
Green ball.
So thin off the green, trying to get the white in behind brown and pink.
Yeah, obviously it was touching ball given
Mark
on
Selby,
the green,
56.
which made it a little bit easier. He's unlucky there. He worked very hard, just 2 or 3 pots away from winning the frame. So Marco comes to the table 51 points behind, 59 remaining. He's got to get this safe. Well, he's played the up and down. Thought that was the only way he could guarantee to get the red safe. It's not bad. And of course the reason safety and not leave a pot on was the priority. If Mark Selby pots the red, he goes 52 points in front with only 51 remaining. And as you see from the virtual image, he can't get through to the potted angle, but he can play safe off this red. Play it round the angles. Stun the cue ball to the baulk cushion. Where's the cue ball going? Oh! It's a good safety now. Played the red into the black. Got it a bit thick, and he didn't really want the black up at that end of the table, but he knew that was the only way he could guarantee to leave it safe. Strange choice of shot, that one. Can't believe he... Well, I don't think he went for the pot. I think he played it off the top cushion, side cushion, and come back for safety. Just got it too thin, and it went into the jaws, and he's left Marco a shot at this. He's got to be wary of that right middle pocket, though, if he catches it too thick. Played it well. Watch the right middle pocket. Watch the right middle pocket.
Foul.
Natural to
Mark
go
Selby
in.
full.
And because he was so close to the baulk cushion, he couldn't widen the angle. It's unlucky.
Yes, Mark Selby breathing a sigh of relief after that poor safety shot at his previous visit. And without snookers, Mark Selby will be going 2-0 in front.
1 4-point snooker for Marco to tie. But the way this red's going, if he stops short of the black, I don't think he'll be getting another shot this frame.
Considering he's had the cue ball in control, Mark Selby absolutely delighted to be taking a 2-0 lead. The black's going back on the shown spot. He'll play for the red that's on the back cushion. Just come down over the black spot with the cue ball off one cushion. Little exhibition shot here through the gap of the brown and yellow. Try and drop right in behind this red into the opposite corner.
$16.
Great effort, but the 49 in the first frame, a 56 in the second frame. Mark Selby has taken an early lead, and it's 2-0.
Thank you. The third frame. Mark Selby to break. Just the wide, yeah.
Well, that was a long way away from Marco.
Yeah.
Probably playing it with a trace aside just to try and straighten the cue ball. Big bounce on impact. I think his expression and the wry smile tells you it wasn't the best contact. Just potted 1 out of 5 this evening, but I'm certain that'll get better as this match goes on. Well, poor shot from Mark. Don't know what it is, Willie. Maybe you're right. Just a bit slow off this top cushion because they're not finding the balk cushion, which you would normally expect Mark Selby to do when being so close to the reds.
And when Marco played that last long pot and it went into this back cushion, it made a hell of a thud. So I'm just wondering whether it may be a little loose or something.
Well, once again, another frames where the reds, after a couple of safety shots, are wide open. So this puts the player on his guard. You know, if you make a mistake here, could cost you the frame.
Obviously, if he's playing the red just below the pink, well, he's actually playing the one to the left of the pink, and he's found a path to go right in between those two reds to the right of the black. If he gets the pot, he'll get the gap. It's one of those, if you miss the pot, you could career into reds. He's got the gap, he's got the pot. He'll be hoping for a fifth yellow. He hasn't got it. But an excellent pot.
Well, another terrific pot. As I say, once again, right in the heart of the pocket.
Brown ball. Mark Selby 1.
Mark just coming having to look down to see if he's tight enough to the green. He'd like to cut out the one cushion escape because Marco will be attempting to hit the red that's closest to the top cushion. So it's twice across. You've got to miss the blue, and it can sometimes slide off that second cushion. It's not guaranteed to hit this. That's the line he's looking at. Oh, nowhere near.
Foul on the miss. Mark Selby 4.
Oh, I've got to be honest, John, off the second cushion, that just slid terrible. The table played beautifully this morning.
Well, Mark just having a look if the black will go into the corner. And this red along the top cushion. I was just going to say it was a nice angle, but the referee took the white away. Let's have a look.
Yes, Mark quickly decided the angle wasn't great. I'm just going to see if he plays the same shot again, John, how much it slides off the second cushion. You put the line up before, John, and he almost travelled on your line, and as soon as he hit the second cushion, it seemed to diversify quite a lot. The shot's not on, playing it that way.
Foul on the miss. Mark Selby 4.
Now, I've not put the completion on here, Willie, but the second line, where that hits on the cushion, that's where you've got to hit. Because, as we say, it's going to slide off the second cushion. Got to get a little bit closer to the blue.
Just wondering how close he gets to the blue this time. Yeah. It's not on that way, John, is it?
It's too low. And look at the speed.
Is. Oh, dear.
Won't be having this one put back.
Mark Selby 4.
Well, I said he won't be having it put back, but then again, I can't see a... Is there a pot to this corner? Yeah, I think the outside one is a thin cut. And even that one just about went.
One.
Yeah, that was trickier than it looked. One of them, if you were straight behind it, you couldn't miss it, but playing it into a slightly blind pocket. Now this is a tester, but so far I've been very impressed with his potting.
6.
He's getting the cue through nicely. And this is a test of cueing. Once again.
7.
Okay, that time. It just flicked the jaw. But there was never any danger of it staying out. And he's perfect on the blue. Well, he's got a choice here. He's got the red to the right corner. I don't know whether he can screw round the back of the black and the two reds, because the black is available into the pocket he's playing this red. It's a very precise positional shot needed, though.
Yes, it's risky when you consider it's quite a straightforward shot to get onto the blue.
But we know if you can get on the black and get the black available into both corners, then you consider it a frame-winning chance.
13.
Go for another 3 inches of pace. And there would have been absolutely no problem. This black's tricky with what he's got to do with the cue ball. As you can see, is cueing down. Excellent pot. Very, very good. A good shot he's played this evening, John.
Well, to quote an old saying from the snooker days,
20.
snooker hall days, he's got his potting boots on.
$21. $26. $27. $32.
There you go. Once he gets to 70 points, Marco Fu will need snookers.
33.
Straight on the pink, but it's not a problem. Just roll it in for the red in the opposite corner.
$39. $40.
And this is typical of the game of snooker. Willie was saying he's made over 400 century breaks. His highest break so far in this match is 19. Had a couple of chances in the first frame, Willie, but he's not had much chance since. It's all been Mark Selby.
Yeah, he's had a couple of long pots as well. He's missed a long way, and that doesn't bode well for your confidence. And also his safety has not been up to scratch. That's his strong part of his game. So Mark Selby's having it all his own way at the moment. Great front runner, Mark Selby. Can't let him get away, even if it's so early on in this match. We saw that this afternoon with a wonderful performance from Ding Junhui, where he made 4 centuries and won the session 6-2.
54.
I used to think if you're going to lose a session, just lose it 5-3. Anything other than that gives you a little bit of a mountain to climb in the next session.
$55.
Now the applause, because he's now 68 points in front with 67 remaining. Black to come. So 75 ahead now, 67 remaining.
62.
Nicely on this red. Full stretch, you've got to have one foot on the floor.
63.
He played it nicely. Oh, well, just took his eye off the pot trying to play the cannon, but getting a lot of concession from Marco Fu. 3 frames have slipped by in the blink of an eye, and he's not done anything. He's had a few long pots missed, and Mark Selby now leads by 3 frames to 0. Well, so far, Willie, I've been very impressed with Mark. Okay, I mean, I know this game's all about cue ball control, but when he has to pull a pot out, Isn't he fine in the middle of the pocket?
Which he wasn't doing earlier on in the tournament in his first session against Karen Wilson when he went 6-0 in front. I thought the Mark Selby of old was back. Then all of a sudden, when Karen Wilson started making a comeback, he seemed to go in his shell a little bit, started missing balls, lost his confidence completely. Had a little chat with him in half-time, and he just said he was feeling like missing every ball, you know, or getting down on the shot and thinking like, you know, what happens if I miss this? Which is not Mark Selby like, but he's come through that now.
Yep, and we've got this frame, then there'll be a mid-section interval, and an important one for Marco Fu. I know we say it, but it's worth saying, you never really settle until you get your first frame on the scoreboard. And Marco, I feel,
Thank you.
needs
Settle
this
down,
one
please.
now.
Frame
To go up
4.
the dressing room
Shh, quiet, please.
with something for his
Marco Fu
efforts.
to break.
Marco Fu breaking off in the frame before that mid-set interval, and his coach Wayne Griffiths will be having stern words with him, trying to get him into this match.
Never going to be a good safety when you catch a port colour, fullish. And Marco's considering taking the pot on here. Well, he is, and he's played a few of these and missed them by quite a way. Good cueing needed on this one. That's better. That's better. Good shot. 6'9", and the ball 3'9" from the pocket, but right in the heart.
If it's a natural kiss on the reds to the right of the pink, he'll just play it and roll it into those because he's got the wrong angle on the blue to hold for reds. So if he's guaranteed to kiss that front red of the two on the right, it's perfect, so he'll rest on the other two. He could, of course, get the gap. But I think if he just rolls it in, he may kiss that red full ball.
Yeah, that's another way. The only thing is, playing it this way, you've got to play with a tracer right-hand side just to check it. Well, he's Mr. Blue.
Marco Fu, 1.
And at first glance, John, I think he's got away with it.
Decelerated on the shot, was trying to play for that gap that we indicated, but just didn't get through with the cue ball. And on these super fine cloths, we say if you don't get the cue through the ball, and it takes all the pace out of it,
Loses a spin, John, doesn't it?
Yep, and it doesn't go where you're aiming it. So after that good long red, Mark will be sat there very disappointed. He didn't take advantage of it. Well, that's a good safety now. I mean, he couldn't get in behind the green. He was using the green as a target just to nudge into it and leave the cue ball near the port cushion. But now it's bounced, hampered as he is. He's got a big problem here. The problem with this shot, because you're striking down, you don't have the cue ball and object ball in your eye line. And you've got to hit it straight, otherwise a bit of side, swerve it one way or the other. And all things considered, that's an excellent shot. Very well played.
And this is one of those where it's almost I was going to say forced into the pot, but looking at it, he can actually play the safety shot here, leave the white in the jaws with his pocket. OK, the red on the black spot will cut. But this is surely too dangerous to try and find a gap here. Running a very similar pattern to this morning's session with Ding Junhui and Alan McManus. Alan McManus was kept off the table the first 3 frames. I'll be very surprised if he takes the pot on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because he's in the jaws of the pocket and no guarantee of being on a colour. And the red is very missable.
Yeah, I'm not saying if he plays a safety shot, always looking at the potted angle, but he fancies the pot. Well, this does surprise me. Mark Selby is usually very, very careful in this situation. He's got the man 3-0 behind. He may give him a lifeline with this shot. Didn't understand that at all. But has not left anything easy.
Yeah, you can see how awkward the bridging was there. And as Willie said, he could have left something easier than this. The only thing is, in Marco's favour, if he pots the red, he's bound to be on a colour, you would think. Now he feels as though he's stretching too far. He could get through, if he can get through to the red, to the far left corner, that's okay, but it's very straight and I don't think he's guaranteed to be on a colour. This is trickier, but more chance of getting position off this red. Well played. Could have done with running another 6 inches, but this blue is available. He'd love to be on the red that's just below the pink. But not quite hard enough for that. Or at least I suggest that. If that red is available below the pink, then of course it brings the pink into play.
Seven.
Anything but straight.
Yeah, Marco's not got his timing yet at all. As Mark Selby in the first and second frames, but Mark Selby just battled away. Made breaks of 49, 56 and 63.
Yeah, we saw there just the wrong side of the blue line, so he may play for the red in the baulk end here. Now decided to play this cut. It looked from where he was on our blue line that he could have forced it off the side cushion.
12.
This one, it's not that easy to control the cue ball.
$30.
Just can't get on the colour right at the minute, Marco. Similar to Mark Selby in the previous frame, but he kept going and going and going in the second frame and made 56. Marco would love something of that ilk here.
Maybe he knew something, that's why he left this red here. Imperative though now off this red. He gets good position on the blue. And with the green not being on its spot, he should do.
Yeah, we'd love to get onto the blue, about 3/4 ball, so he can play the cannon into the pink. Oh, decided to
18.
play the cannon off the yellow or brown. John mentioned earlier the red below the pink. If it that pots, he'd like to get on it, but I'm not too sure it does. This could be really good if we can hit the red and not the pink in playing this cannon. Well, he's come a little bit too low, but he's got the bunch, but still both black and pink out of play.
Yeah, it's funny how different players go about it in different ways. I certainly thought he would have played for the blue there, but he did play for the yellow, and it's worked out nicely. And a little unlucky not to release the pink. Desperately needs an angle on the blue.
21.
Has he got one? Usually I look at a player's body language to tell me, but with Marco there's not a lot of reaction one way or the other. And he just managed to force the angle. That was an excellent shot. Well played.
26.
Not perfect. You always got to be wary of this shot. You're going to screw off the pot the red, screw off the second red. Beware the middle pocket. Beware the middle pocket. Ooh!
27.
Just caught the jaw, which, unluckily for Marco supporters, just kept the white nearer that side cushion. JB said the in-off was always on, but just see how it just caught that jaw. And instead of it coming about a foot into play, it's only come a couple of inches into play. Shouldn't be a problem with this blue. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Just hit it hard enough to get past the pink. Oh, he's dropped it in, so there must be a gap at this end of the table, which is only on the cushion. And he's just about got there. Good shot.
$32.
Too pacey.
33.
And when you land near the cushion like this, as we've seen on a couple of occasions, all you can do is roll the blue in. Just past the hour mark. It's been very entertaining snooker so far. Few misses adding to the drama. Needs this frame, Marco, badly, I feel. Good pot.
We were saying in commentary how difficult it is to make a frame-winning break with pink and black out of play. And you can see how hard work it is. Not considered to be a frame-win opportunity that he gets the pink into
39.
play. And now he's got an excellent chance. But it's a slow cannon onto the pink. I'd say that looking at it, I'm not sure that's any good. Because unless he plays it like he did earlier on when he played that little glancing blow on the pink.
There's a line there if he cannons that red. Well, he had the line. I assume the red to the left of the black will go to the corner.
44.
So he took any risk out of the positional shot, but he's certainly not left this red easy.
And we thought then, the way he played it, John, that the top red potted, but it doesn't, so he's played with the bottom red. That seems very strange. Unless he meant to come another 6 inches further down and leave the
certainly
cut in the corner.
Sure, he didn't want to leave it this thin. Now you see it, 45 ahead, 75 remaining. Probably another 3 reds to get past the winning line. But nicely played, and what a beautiful judgment of the cannon. Frame at his mercy now.
Yes, the stuff of the match so far. He had to get pink or black into play to make this a frame-win opportunity. He's done just that right at the right time. Having had a couple of chances in the opening 2 frames, he didn't take them. He looks like taking this chance to go into the interval trailing 3-1. Excellent shot that was.
52.
Played it beautifully, didn't he?
53.
And the thing is about that shot, when you pot it and you're playing it with backspin, when the backspin comes on off the top cushion, it hits the red and keeps on running. It becomes like topspin. Not bothering about holding the black spot. He's done that purposely. Black will go on the highest available, which is the green spot.
60.
But he's already at the snooker's required stage. Just wants to make certain Mark Selby doesn't come back to the table now.
61.
He needed this frame, and every credit to him. He's played this break really well. Trying to play a little cannon on the pink. Not the type of shot you'd play, but he was
66.
thinking maybe I can make a century break. He knows the frame's well and truly over.
Well, Marco tried a shot that Ding played earlier on today when he played off, screwed back off the jaw, and he played the most wonderful positional shot. Marco didn't quite judge that right, missed the jaw.
72.
So only to a century is looking ominous now. But the key thing was to win this frame. Excellent pot. Oh, what a shame, but a fabulous play from 72 from Marco, who has got a foothold in the match now, but goes into the mid-session interval, still trailing by 3 frames to 1.
Thank you. Frame 5. Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby gets frame 5 underway. Very interesting first 4 frames. And from a neutral perspective, nice to see Marco Fu get his first frame on the board. And that'll settle him down. Intriguing clash this, Willie, for me.
Yeah, both players superb break builders. Very, very good temperaments. I just wonder who's going to prove to have the ability to get over the line in this game.
Bit careless that from Marco. Need that cue ball near the top cushion. He hasn't got it, and he's left a pot on. Oh, well.
I think he thought he'd got it, John, didn't he? He was on the walk.
He was walking, yes. He thought it was in. Always looked a little bit wide, but we've seen them drop.
One.
Well, I never like to question the choice of shot for players, and I can only assume he played it like that because he was trying to clear the pink spot. But it was taking a risk, screwing back into that bunch of reds like he did.
We've talked about it a lot in commentary with Marco, John. If there's one Achilles heel he has, is that little bit of cue power to get cue more movement through the pack. And there was an example where, okay, he's unlucky not to push through. He has a pot in the middle, but other players generate more spin, more power.
Referee Brendan Moore trying to get the pink as close to its own spot as he can in a direct line with the middle of the top cushion. And he feels that's as close as he can get it.
Thank you. 7. Marco Fu, 7.
Got to be very precise with this. If he tries to come down the left-hand side of the table as we look, there's that red near the left-hand side cushion that he's got to avoid. He's just looking now how he avoids that. Pointing where he'd like to get the path of the cue ball, but that's okay as long as you hit the object ball correctly. I think he thinks this top red will pot to the right corner. Can he find the path back to the balk end for safety should it not go in? Doesn't matter, it's right in the middle.
1.
Not on a colour, but he was in a spot of bother. And another tremendous clean pot from Mark. Right in the heart of the pocket. So, because he's tight to the cushion, he'll play half ball here off the green. That's the only ball he can get the cue ball back to the balk
Green
cushion.
Ball. Mark Selby, 1.
Cracking shot.
1.
He'll turn away in disgust from Marco there. Thought he'd be on green or blue. If you were being hypercritical, Mark Selby should have had that cue ball tight to the balk cushion. That would have made that pot a lot more difficult. It was difficult enough though as it is.
Marco's very, very good with the rest, so he could take the yellow on. He's decided to take the blue on. Just play a little holding shot, knock the blue in and hold for the red. If it doesn't go in the blue, he's covered the pocket.
Six. Seven.
Well, he potted the red, but he's not got the good angle on the blue. See the little bounce on contact. It's almost unavoidable, it seems to me, on these super fine cloths. This needs to run. This needs to run. Just past the blue spot.
12.
Can play it plain ball and get back up for the blue, but there's a lovely little gap here if he plays the gap between the two reds and just push the pink over. May in turn free the black as well, but he'll probably play the run through. Well, played into the bunch, hoping to free the pink, knowing that the green was there.
13.
Good shot.
Yeah, I'm not quite certain what type of angle he's got on the green. In a position where he could screw straight back for this red, but he's not out of the woods yet. Doesn't
60.
look as though the black is available. The pink's tied up. So I have to play with a lot of power and pot the red and screw off a second red back up for the blue. Well, played it purposely, a bit harder than that. And has finished nicely on the baulk colour. And nearly brought the pink into play, not quite.
$21.
This time running through, bringing the reds into play, but he's just changed his mind, playing bottom now, so he's screwing off them again. Just can't get the white the right side of the blue at the moment.
There's two reds there in the middle of the table. He's having a close look. And where we are, they don't look too far off a plant. Got to get... Oh, he's found a lovely gap there. This cue ball needs to slow up though, otherwise he's on nothing. I don't think he'll be able to get past the pink for the red to the right corner.
27.
It's amazing how we talked about Marco's cue power. Sometimes he times it beautifully and gets loads of cue power. That's the only inconsistent part in his game. Look at the reaction he's got for this one, John.
Yeah, and did well to find that gap between green and brown. He's had a look at those two reds again in the middle of the table. Are they a plant?
I think they're just to the left-hand jaw, John, I'm right behind it.
Yeah, and there's that little gap, and if he hits the first red on the right-hand side, I don't think it'll turn the second red over, what we call a reverse plant. So I think you'll have to bite the bullet here and play safe.
They certainly want to leave Mark Selby snookered on that plant, because from the baulk end, the plant's makeable.
Yes, it certainly will be. And that's why he's given a lot of thinking time. He's concerned about leaving Mark a path to those two reds. Is he going to play safe off them and disturb the plant? Well, that's what he's done. It was never on for the pocket.
27.
And he's played that well. Needs to hit this well. That's the right hand side, trying to swing it round the angles. Needs to miss the blue. Where's the cue ball going? Whenever you miss the blue on that side, there's always danger of running off, but caught the red much too thin. That's why the cue ball's coming in and out of baulk. This is a pot on, but lots to do with the cue ball to get position on the blue. Yep, wasn't straightforward.
Can you turn the volume down on the radios? One or two are really loud, please. Thank you.
And he's left the red on. That's the worst thing that could have happened. Rattle the jaws, hit a few reds. Easy starter for Mark Selby.
Made sure he got past the blue, but slightly hit it too hard, but he's okay. Brown or green, yellow's a little bit of a thin cut, so he won't be taking the yellow. .32 lead with the pink and black slightly out of commission. It's probably worth about 50 with the balls in open play, so it's not a bad lead for Marco. He should get another chance, I would think.
Yeah, I think Mark will be trying to get onto the pink sooner rather than later, get it back on its own spot. Can't play for the pink off this red, he'll have to go back up for the blue.
5.
His choice of reds, the one closest to cue ball or one to the right corner.
Six.
Just about got the angle required on the blue.
Generated a lot of spin there to widen the angle.
11.
Now, what does he do here? Does he play the power stun into the red and go up to the blue or bought colour, which will make the black in play?
Yeah, he's having a look at this red. Second from the right. Looks like it cuts.
It must do. Yeah, he's got the extension. I didn't think he potted John, but this is a better choice.
Yeah, up for the blue.
Well,
I think he's finished wrong side of the blue, and the one thing you don't want to do, so he's give that a little bit more pace. So I'd rather be on a bought colour than wrong side of the blue. Yeah, nicely played, but once again, have to go up for the blue, all bought colour. And that's the problem. He's played for the blue, and well, I always say if you're going to be wrong side the blue, better to be well the wrong side. So there is a path in and out of balk. Needs to be precise. No, didn't hit it well.
.22.
What's this? Red onto the black, black onto the red, 3-ball plant. I'll tell you what, he won't be far away. It will not be far away.
It is very close. It'd also be close if he played the white onto the black, having hit the red. He would play it as a shot to nothing, I think. He's got to play it hard enough to clear the pocket, though. It may stick there, so he may have to go in and out of board to get onto a colour. I decided it was too risky.
Mark Selby, 22.
Yeah, and I think that's why he decided it was too risky, where exactly what you said. The red would have been going towards the pocket with not a lot of pace, and if it hadn't gone in, it'd stayed in the jaws. That's a bonus. Hand up to apologise.
1.
There it is, going in off the red. You can see how far away he was from the pot. He apologised, but if he's got a nice angle on the green, he won't apologise for potting this. Right in the middle of the pocket. Still got it to do though. He's got a 15-point lead. He needs these 3 remaining reds. This first one easy, of course, not the other 2.
5.
It's dangerous to play just the cannon into the black because it could come back and knock the white out of the way. He can get in behind the red that's on the side cushion if he wants to. Just let them down. He's going to have to play that kiss at some stage though, and he is perfect on the blue, so he may play it now. Yeah, I don't think he's got it. Expecting him to hit one of them, John, the red or the black.
10.
Yeah, I was just thinking that great Australian billiard player, Walter Lindrum, would be turning in his grave if he missed a cannon like that. Well, another
Marco
bit of good fortune
10.
there for Marco. He's played a poor safety shot, i.e. running into the blue, and I think he may have snookered Mark on both reds. So 2 bits of good fortune for Marco in that visit. Yeah, trying to get the finish contact.
Marco Fu, 4.
The problem is with this shot, you always feel more comfortable if you can play it with a trace aside. Mind you, he was only a fraction away from hitting it, wasn't he? Can't afford to hit it too thick. Oh, super shot. Well played. Very well played indeed.
And the bonus, he's covered the red with the yellow, so Marco's reluctant to bring the red away from the black. That's why he's playing off the top cushion. He knows that's in his favour being there.
Yeah, as Willie said, he wants the red safe-ish. The opposite, of course, for Mark Selby, being 25 points behind. These reds in the open. Will he try and run this red into the black? Well, he couldn't risk that. Needed to get it safe at all costs. Left an easy safety shot here, though, for Marco. Just thin it off the red, run the red into the pink. The red will be safe enough.
Oh, super shot. This is the safety I thought would get John from these 2 players. They found the length with the path back to baulk now.
Now is the green going to come as a cover? I think Marco can get through to the red. Whether he can get to the potting angle or not is another matter. He can. He can pot this. And a good pot it is. And he's bound to be on the blue, you would have thought, to the right middle pocket.
1.
The blue will put him 31 points in front with 35 remaining. Or does he play the little trickle up to the green? Can't believe he's not looked at the blue.
Well, if he's thinking of playing the snooker here, John, surely you pot the blue and then play the snooker behind the black.
I think the misrule encourages you to play the snooker. You know, years ago, before the misrule, I mean, you'd been playing the blue here, no hesitation, but nowadays you think, oh, if I get a good snooker, I might be able to get the points I need to win the frame by misses.
He's decided to take that choice, probably put the yellow out of commission as well.
Marco, Fu. 1.
This is tricky for Mark. I mean, he could swerve round the brown, but he's got to get this red safe. He's now looking to come off 2 cushions and hit this red as full as he can. That's roughly the line, but he's got to hit this red full to send the, well, to put distance between cue ball and object ball. Well, you can't put much distance than that.
Marco stopped in his tracks.
Yeah, and if we look at this, he just got to the red first, didn't he? Terrific escape. Bonus the red going in. Looks at the scoreboard. Now 25 points behind. Doesn't have to play the pot. I think if that pink was a little bit further away from the top cushion, he may be able to nestle up behind it.
He's thinking of bringing the pink into play, John, but I don't quite see the point of that. I mean, the pink's okay to get onto the black, isn't it? On the blue.
The problem is with the black, I don't see how he can get position on the yellow.
Well, the way he's looking at this, he's going to play the deep screw with side to try and go over the brown spot and try and bring the yellow into play. This would be a bit of a shot.
Well, he missed the black. And thankfully, well, dear me.
Mark Selby 1.
It doesn't matter how skillful you think these players are, and they are, and there's no question about that. You can't beat a bit of luck.
This has been a frame of holding your hand up. I mean, Marco's had a couple of bits of good fortune. Mark's had a couple of bits of good fortune.
Yes, Mark?
What kind of cushion is that at the top of the table? Nothing happened off that
Marco,
cushion.
Fu. Sorry, Mark Selby 4. Okay.
Well, you wouldn't expect him to miss this time, but the only thing is, isn't it dead weight? You feel as though he's leaving Mark an easy opportunity to get another snooker behind the brown.
Yeah, he could have played a little delicate pot in the corner, cover it with the brown, but the green doesn't pot, so there's no value in doing that. If the green passed the black, he might have played that.
I mean, he's concerned that if he doesn't get the snooker behind the brown, he may leave the yellow, but I think at this stage of a frame, I think you've got to try and get the snooker. If you get it, it could turn the match on its head, and you could become favourite. Just a little soft screw behind the brown. play the pot if you want. You know, if the yellow rattles the jaws, then, you know, it should run safe. But an opportunity to get the snooker, well, he's turning it, well, I don't know if he's going to come off the side cushion. He thinks this way he can get the yellow safe.
And maybe bring the pink into play. Nearly got both.
Yeah, but I'd have been going all out for the snooker there just to get the edge.
This is a little bit heavy, but the pot's too risky.
This, by far and away, the longest frame of the match so far.
Now, if the in-off's not on in the left-hand corner, well, he's playing to stun it in behind the black. I was suggesting play off the side, cushion in behind the black, but he's just trying to stun it in behind the black. And this is an excellent shot. I think that may be a snooker. I can't quite tell from here whether that's touching or not.
Well, he can certainly get past the blue, and he's not touching the black, so this yellow is potable. Yellow and green required, but remember the green does not pass the black. Where's the cue ball going? Ooh, well. Obviously an element of good fortune in that, because he played the pot on the yellow. And if he'd have got the pot, the cue ball wouldn't have finished there. Marco smiles, but he'll appreciate that escape from Mark Selby. Lucky to have the snooker, but boy, after an escape like that, you deserve a bit of luck. There's been some run of the ball, and it's to and fro in this frame.
There's been
it?
three hands up from each player saying, I'm sorry, 3 times from each. And this, looking at it, John, he can't get to any of the top cushions to play. I think this is almost unhittable, this yellow. He's got to play twice across somehow.
What a tremendous escape that was. It really was. Well, the thing is, coming round as he is here, there won't be a lot of pace left on this cue ball. It's a great effort. What a hit! What a hit!
Well, we've seen 2 escapes there. The shot of the championships, both of them. Absolutely fabulous. Mark Selby looked up to us in the box. How on earth has he hit that, he said. But he's left a chance now for Mark Selby to pinch the frame with a clearance. If this yellow goes in, he's got every chance of doing just that.
Well, this would be a steal. It really would. He needs the 5 remaining colours. Now imperative in potting this brown, he leaves a nice angle on the blue to drop on what you can only describe as an awkward pink. But it's made easier by the fact that the black is adjacent to that far right corner.
Yes, he won't be worried, John, would he, of leaving the white. As long as it comes 2 or 3 inches off the cushion in potting the pink, all he doesn't want to do is finish straight on the pink in a couple of shots' time, because then he'll be near the cushion and that makes the black a lot more difficult. So these next 2 shots are key. Brown to blue, blue to pink, with an angle just to come a little bit off the cushion.
Nine.
Didn't hit that well. Has he got any kind of angle on the blue? Oof. He'll have to make it. He's digging down to squeeze this blue in. Tough shot. Jumped out of the pocket. The blue jumped out of the pocket.
Mark Selby. Nine.
Now the only reason that can happen, and you see the puzzled look on Marco's face, is that striking down, the cue ball was bouncing, and when it hit the blue, it was just coming down, caused the blue to bounce and not hit the back of the pocket properly. See how they're all bouncing?
What an amazing slow-mo that was, John.
Unbelievable.
Well, this frame's had more twists and turns than a good novel.
Just about got it safe. That wasn't one of Marco's best. Remember, Marco Fu just looking for the blue. Mark Selby, the 3 remaining colours. He's had his chance. Okay, you wouldn't expect the blue to jump out of the middle, but he didn't play the brown very well for position.
Johnny's looking at the double. He's going to play the double, hold the white tight on the cushion.
Well, I suppose it's worth risking. Always thinking that if you got close to the double and it rattled the jaws, it would go safe, and it's gone very safe. Short. Now it's not straightforward. Obviously the blue is possible, but can he hold for the pink? You've got to really cue this well. I don't think he'd play the delicate drag shot. He wouldn't want to risk that. But it'll be a good shot to hold for the pink. Always difficult, those shots. Trying to pinch a bit of the pocket. Just couldn't hold for the pink, and as I say, just trying to pinch a bit. This needs to slow down, this blue. Well, that's poor from Marco. He's left Mark a chance here. And this time, if he pots the blue, it's a natural angle to come down off the baulk cushion to this top cushion and be on the pink. Oh, well, so close. On the pink, but the blue didn't go in.
And this time, hardly any chance of getting onto the pink for Marco, because he'd probably have to play up and down.
Yeah, but he only needs the blue to go 17 points in front with 13 remaining. It's there. Where's the cue ball going? Ooh!
5.
He just looked up at the scoreboard, calm, cool and collected. I bet he wasn't that a few seconds ago when that cue ball was heading for the pocket. So just roll this pink in or over, 17 points to the lead. If it goes in, all well and good. And it has. So what a remarkable frame that was. It got to its 38th minute. It was intrigue, good luck, bad luck. But in the end, Marco Fu won it. And now closes to just one frame. Mark Selby leads 3-2.
And the two remarkable shots we had on the snookers, John. I mean, the first one was difficult for what Selby played. I mean, this was a shot where he's got to swerve it. And okay, he's got to hit it. What he's trying to do is hit it off 3 cushions. And he didn't quite get the 3 cushions, but look what happens when he's played it.
Well, when you consider it wasn't a natural angle, he had to swerve to get there with all that side on. And he's hit the yellow absolutely perfect, and it turned out to be the perfect weight to just nestle against the black. You could have a million goals at that, but this was just as impressive.
Tell us about how after the second cushion it became running side, John.
Well, what he's done is put left-hand side on to check it off the first cushion, then when it goes to the second cushion, then it reverses and becomes running side. And this was a tremendous hit.
Just watch it as it comes off the second cushion. There's the check side, now becomes running side, speeds up, remarkable. But unlucky for him, left a pot on, which Mark Selby, in fairness, should have played a better shot from brown to blue. And luckily looking into the commentary box there, saying, how on earth has he hit that?
Yes, and it was one of those frames that could have gone either way. And Mark Selby will be kicking himself slightly because even though Marco had made that great escape, he had a chance. And looking where he finished with the cue ball tight on the cushion, he may have been better off just making certain the brown, making certain he was away from the cushion and playing the blue and going in and out of baulk for the pink.
Yeah, he tried to be too perfect, I think, but he had the terrible angle on the blue. OK, the blue shouldn't have jumped out of the pocket, but as you rightly said in commentary, John, both balls were bouncing. And if they're leaving the bed of the table when they're going into the pocket, it's going to catch the leather a lot higher up, and it's entitled to come out.
Yeah, and when we saw it in slow motion, it was reminding me of that Bobby V song.
Which is?
Rubber Ball, Bouncy Bouncy.
Thank you. Frame 6. Marco Fu to break. Quiet down, please.
Right back into this mini session now. The first 8 frames of this semi-final being played. And when you're 3-0 behind, you're thinking, well, let's get out no worse than 5-3. He's got a chance of winning the session now.
Another attacking safety shot from Mark, which seems to be his plan. If he gets an opportunity, he's not going to play thin containing safety, he's going to play the thickish ones, but he needs a better cue ball than that. Catching the green full in the face. Can't get through to this red that's closest to the right corner pocket. So he needs a good safety here. Doesn't want to leave a Marco a chance of that red. Now can he miss the yellow? No, once again. Average safety.
Well, he's not even looked at the pot, this red. Nearest the right-hand corner.
Well, he's playing the one to the left-hand corner, I can only assume.
Even though it's potted, I thought that was a slightly more difficult pot.
Needs a good kiss on the yellow.
And he's got it.
And he's got it.
Not easy at all, though, to get onto a red. All these reds seem to be in the way of one another, apart from the one 4 down from the pink, we're probably potting the left-hand corner. But maybe the brown's in the way to get onto that one. This is tough to get onto a red. Unless he plays the green, he's going to struggle to get onto a red here. He's thinking, and he'll need all his cue power of playing around 3 cushions to get onto one that's nearest the right-hand corner pocket. So he needs to pass the pink off 3 cushions. And that's just about as good as he could have done, but I think the cue ball's going to run a little bit too far to make the pot easy. And because I've got the mic, John couldn't say where's the cue ball going.
I only say where's the cue ball going, Willie, when I think it's going to go in off.
That never looked like going in then.
Never looked like it.
Marco Fu, 3.
Well, Mark coming round to have a look at this, and the red does pot the top one, but the problem is, if you pot it direct, you're going to hit it too thin, and then it becomes risky. I think he's thinking about trying to play it in off the red just below it. That way he can hit the red a little bit thicker, although he's now eyeing up a plant. Doing more than eyeing it up. Well, it's on, but there's a little bit of room between the 2 reds. And you've got to, well, you've got to get this. This isn't a shot for nothing. That was the problem. It wasn't dead set for the corner. He felt he could make it. But at that pace, you've got to be right in the middle of the pocket.
I'll tell you something, John, if you'd played it slower, it would have gone in, wouldn't it?
One.
Wrong side the blue, but with the green not being on its spot, makes it a little easier to get in and out of balk.
Oh, I didn't see that coming, but once you've missed the blue, you want a bit of luck, and he got it by kissing the green.
Oh, a bad miss, and just looking at the line of the cue ball and the pace it seemed to have in it, I don't think he'd have come down for a red anyway. Ooh, now it's Mark's turn to have a bit of luck. Missed this by a long way, and when you missed it, expect to run the red, just flick one. Somehow got back to the balk end. Excellent safety there from Marco. Little tap on the table from Mark. If he could get to the red on the left-hand side of the table, then it'd be an easy play across double, cue ball back to balk, but the black is stopping that shot. So whatever he plays here, he's got to catch it just right. He's going for the containing safety. Played it well. That's all he could do. Marco's turn to be lucky. Hit that safety all wrong. Just caught the bump of the middle pocket. Kissed the yellow and went behind the brown. Caught that red much too thick. Just catches, well, just missed the bump, but he wanted to run past the yellow. Lucky lad. Is he going to hit one? No.
Foul, gonna miss.
And the problem, of course, is that Mark is very wary. If he does that line and plays a little bit firmer, he could leave one of these two reds to the right corner.
Marco.
Beautifully played.
Yes, we've got two of the best exponents for getting out of snookers in both semi-finals. Angles and McManus. And Marco Fu's pretty proficient, but Mark Selby's up there with the very best.
I thought you were going to come out with a nickname for Mark there, getting out of snookers. Sideways Selby or Angles McManus. Great name. You gave him that, didn't you?
No, I don't think I did.
Well, he's one of the few you've not given names to, Will.
No problem at all in getting back into balk, and there's room to play off the right-hand side of the red on the side cushion and probably get in behind green and brown. But he must find the top cushion, otherwise Mark Selby will attempt one of the pots on the reds. Can't quite tell from here whether he's thinking of playing the right-hand side of that red or not. Looks like he's changed his mind, or he's not come back again. So right-hand side of the red off the side cushion, in behind green and brown.
Yeah, needs to catch it very thin. If he catches it thick, he'll hit the blue.
Foul.
Oh, you got to hit the red first. Thin, but not that thin.
There's been a little comedy of errors the last frame and a half, hasn't it? Both players missing. But going back to the last frame, I remember those two escapes from snookers for a long time.
Yeah, and Mark Selby not having it replaced, feels there's a chance if he pots this, screw back beyond blue or black. Terrific pot. Cannon on the black, is it? Oh, he's just missed it, but he's on the black. The black will pass the blue.
Isn't that an asset, John, these days, the cue power? So many players now can play that shot.
Gotta give this pot on the black due care and attention. Well, he's decided to play the blue because he feels the blue's unmissable. What's he on? What is he on?
6.
And he can just get through to this one, but getting back up the table for the blue or black, there's nothing straightforward about this.
If he plays the screw back, John, I'm not sure he can avoid the kiss on the red that's going to be in the way back from the screw. He'll almost have to play this wide and try and miss the kiss on that red and play with loads of side off the side cushion. And he's got that. Has he missed this red? Unlucky. Hit that good as well.
7. Yellow ball.
Yeah, just flick that red that stopped him having position.
Mark Selby 7.
Looks like this red, 2 down from the pink, will go to the right corner. He's got to be careful he doesn't run into other reds though if he catches it too thin or too thick. Well, caught it much too thin. Much too thin. There's a chance for Mark here. Just got to avoid the red that's closest to the left corner pocket, the one near the cushion. If he can avoid the kiss on that, in potting this, he should get back up the table for blue or the black. Did avoid it. Kiss on the blue, is it a good one?
One.
Not really.
These two are working so hard and they're getting awful kisses when they're playing shot to nothings. Excuse me, that's betwixt and between. He's a very good rest player, but I'm not sure he wanted to play the black. He'll be playing the yellow. Oh, no, he is playing the black. He's putting all his eggs in one basket here, playing around 2 cushions. Oh dear. For me, that was a little bit awkward. It wasn't a straightforward shot. Could be very costly.
Yeah, the rest is never a good implement to use. And as you say, he had to do quite a bit with the cue ball, which made that pot twice as hard. Just about on the blue. I think he was hoping when he played that pot that he was maybe going to release the pink, but the pink never moved. And he could play the black, get the black on its spot, but just feel with the blue you can have a bit more control of the cue ball. No.
Yep.
Where's this blue running? Surely he's not going to cover the red for the corner. No. Well, with all the little bits of rubs of the green that's been going about, you'd expect it to, wouldn't you?
It's been amazing this last frame and a half, and the white's even travelled into an awkward position. Virtue tight on the cushion, be hampered queuing.
And this is the pot success, and it's showing up, isn't it? 85% Mark Selby, 83% Marco Fu. Wouldn't normally be good enough.
You just can't get on the ball at the minute, either of them. The jester from Leicester.
Sounded like the lion from Whipsnade.
Bramble. Mark Selby 1.
Is there a gap? Well, he's still not certain to get this back to balk. Oh, he's played it dead weight. He's run away. He thinks it's rolled off. He won't be too disappointed with the finish. There's always a gap. Mind the gap. Unbelievable. And as I say, I think he thought he'd hit it wrong, but nothing wrong with the result.
Yes, he thought he'd hit it in such a pace he was going to leave the pot on, the one he hit. But luckily for him, it touched the pink in behind the green of 3 cushions.
Yeah, just past the 2-hour mark. It was all free-flowing snooker up till the last frame. And this one is getting bogged down a bit. But interesting, nevertheless. It's not all about potting and break building. Got that much too thin, that's why he kissed the blue, and he's left a nice easy starter for Mark. Just a 4-point lead for Mark Selby, so it's going to be difficult to win the frame at this visit. But he could build up a very useful lead.
One.
Oh, I didn't think it was going to go wrong that quick.
Yes, he's obviously very frustrated, play for choice of pink, blue or black, and I think he might have the ump here and take the yellow on. Shouldn't do, really.
Yellow ball.
Well, the frustration didn't make a difference to the pot. Brilliant pot, but once again, can't get on the ball properly. Very close to the cushion again. Needs another good pot.
More concerned there
Mark
with
Selby 3.
making certain he didn't collide with the ball at this end of the table. So chances are coming, but nobody at the moment in the last couple of frames has made the most of them. Doesn't want to catch this safety shot too thick. He could run into the black here. Well, how's he found that gap? How's he found that gap?
Well, he didn't play the gap.
Of course he didn't play the gap.
Completely mishit the safety shot, played to the right-hand side of the black. And he's left Mark Selby in a little bit of trouble now. Mark Selby might have to find the gap.
This was amazing. Did catch it too thick. Couldn't believe there was room between that blue and black, could you? That was the way Marco played it, or was wanting to play it. Not found the port cushion, but with that brown being there, slightly awkward cueing.
Been a very attacking safety shot there, trying to get the cue ball on the cushion. He's done pretty well. This safety shot is going to be a lot more difficult. Marco can clip the red in that's just to the left of the black spot there, but he can't get a path back to baulk. He's in every safety shot at the minute too thick. He makes them wide. The reason I say that, he was coming into the red and that was almost sure to come towards this corner pocket. This isn't time, he has to take it on. Where the white will go, he'll have no idea. So much so, he didn't want to take the pot on, and look at this for a safety shot. This is one out of the top draw.
Well, it's certainly one of the better safety shots that's been played in this frame. There is a path back to the baulk end, but you'll have to be so precise in hitting this red. If he doesn't want to risk trying to get the cue ball back in the baulk end, then he could play off the side cushion and top cushion and nestle onto this red. And the reason I say that is because he's got to be so precise if he's trying to get back to baulk. But then coming off the side cushion, he'd have to be very, very accurate. Not too much about the line, but the pace. Well, he's got to catch this very thin, not to run into another ball. Calls it on the way back, ran into another red. A chance for Mark, but not the easiest one. The red closest to the left corner you'd love to play, but can you avoid the kiss on the red near the top cushion? And that made him just take his eye off the pot, trying to avoid the kiss on the second red. And he's left Marco an easy starter.
I don't think anything's easy at the minute, John. But he's Mark's offering his cue to somebody in the audience. I think you could do better. Just trying to get a little bit light-hearted, see if that kicks him into gear.
Well, if there's any chance of getting a bit of the prize money, I'd take it.
No, it doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball here. It'd be nicely on pink or black. So it's just a case of getting well past the blue spot with this pot on the red. The crowd applaud. Mark Selby bows.
One.
Yes, take a bow. It's nice to see a little bit of interaction with the audience. As I say, that's the wonderful thing about the Crucible Theatre. Everybody's so close, and sometimes you're just frightened to breathe in case you put someone off. Look at that for an arena. Is there a finer sight in snooker? He obviously considers that one of these reds does pop to the right corner.
Eight.
Played it nicely.
9.
It was a delicate little shot. Could not have played it any better than that.
$16. $17.
So 31 points in front. 2 more loose reds. If he takes
24.
high value colours, he won't need 2 awkward reds. He'll be in a position where Marco needs a snooker. He'll probably play for the pink off this next red, which means it should be easy to get onto the red that's nearest to brown. He'd play to get onto the pink into the green pocket if he wanted to. Played with the pink in the middle.
25.
No reason playing that way. He might need another red now. 32 in front, 35, 36. So we need the black at least. That may be a mistake. Mark's not looked at the scoreboard there.
$28.
And that's not his best positional shot. I can't believe he played for this into the same pocket as he potted the green. Now he's studying the scoreboard. Red and the black would put him 43 points in front with 43 remaining. Thought it was a bit too risky to play for the black, so this pink and one more red needed. He's got the angle. I don't want to try and disturb this red on the left hand side. I just drop in behind it. It's only the red will be required. Yes, drop in behind it, needs to slow up. It's okay now, no heroics here. Just drop it in dead weight and 35. Go 43 ahead with just 35 remaining.
It's not there. Oh, it's hit the cushion right up. It's hit that left-hand side cushion. I could have missed that. Look where this hit the cushion. I breathed a sigh of relief there. That may well keep Marco Fu sitting in his chair.
43.
So
Mark
Selby 50 points in front, and Marco has conceded. Very scrappy 2 frames or 2 after the interval. But by this time Mark Selby wins and goes 2 clear again at 4-2. We'll put a few stats up for you to have a look at while we're waiting for Marco Fu to come back.
Thank you. Frame 7. Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby gets the penultimate frame of this session underway. He can't be behind now. Worst way it'd be 4 apiece, but he'll be looking on and thinking, well, it could be possibly 6-2 if I can win these last couple of frames. But it wasn't the best break-off shot. That was a good pot from Marco. Now he's run past the baulk line as he got an angle on the yellow. Decent long pot. played with a bit more confidence, you would have expected him to finish this side of the baulk line, but the way he's looking, he's probably just got a slight angle on the yellow. Yeah, just enough to get the cue ball down to this end of the table. Well. Now where's this yellow running to? I think this red just blowing to the left of the black is potable, and he may be able to release the black. That wasn't a good cueing at all. It went in, released the black. Finished up on the blue. Not quite certain where the next red comes from.
He'd like to get the cue ball back where it is now, John, wouldn't he? Then he'd be nicely on this bottom red. It's not happening at the moment for either player. Everything going awkward.
6. Mark Selby 6.
Yeah, I'll be a little bit disappointed, but he's found the baulk cushion with a cue ball. And because the yellow and brown not on the spots, it's not easy to get a good safety here. Nothing really to snooker behind. Unless you use the green. Just a little bit too pacey, and there's a red on to the right corner here. Yeah, dropped it in. Now he needs a slight angle on this yellow. Well, the way he's coming round, purposefully, I would suggest he has got a slight angle on the yellow. But he's still got quite a bit to do with the cue ball here. And at pace, you've got to be very accurate with this type of shot. Yeah, made the angle. Did very well to get the cue ball there.
3.
Maybe a little too straight on this red to get a nice angle on the blue. So that's to settle for a blue to play. Oh, the pink goes, obviously. Didn't realise it went through the gap, but that's why he played it in such a way. Of course, Mark will be thinking this is a very important frame, because if he wins this one, he'll have at least a 2-frame advantage at the end of this session. And that's all you can do. Just think of each session as one you'd like to win. It's no good looking too far ahead to the winning line tomorrow.
10.
And now an opportunity to go into these reds.
Doesn't have to go into these hard like you normally do. You could play these relatively soft, but he's decided to play it hard. And the reason I think didn't think he would play, he's finished perfect, but the reason I didn't think he would play it hard is because of pushing pink and black out of commission.
16.
I think he can just roll this red in above the pink and still be on the pink.
Yeah, and of course, if he wasn't so close to that other red that the black just nudged, he could put a little bit of backspin on it, but he can't. But as you say, it looks like the pink goes to the opposite corner. But that was the problem.
17.
Didn't have the right potting angle on the red, and the worst possible outcome. The pink is on and available, but hampered.
I think the blue's easier than the pink, John, don't you?
Blue ball.
It's playing the blue. Is there a full pocket there available? Is the brown not covering a little bit of it? I don't think there was a full pocket there.
Mark Selby.
Now where's the brown running to? Block the pocket for the straightforward red that Marco was coming to the table to play.
These last 3 frames have been absolutely amazing. I mean, the run of the ball from both players is really getting bogged down.
Yeah, as you can see, that red, there's half a pocket for it, but it's one of those, as I say many times, if it's a straight shot and you've got the cue ball, object ball pocket all in your eye line, then it's made that much easier. So playing this with the rest. Played it nicely.
1.
And we know the pink will pot. Obviously the pink is back on its own spot now. And that's why he just dropped it in dead weight. Kept it low of the black spot so he could get through to this red, which in turn will clear the path for the black in a few shots' time to this corner pocket.
8.
So if he can get a good positional shot off the blue here, this is a great chance to win the frame at this visit. That's just about perfect.
13.
Yes, and in the next couple of reds, he'd like to get the brown out of the way just to clear that left-hand corner pocket. Oh, we could have kicked there.
40.
Enormous kick. Made the white throw wide. Guess the next red too thick. Took the pace out of the cue ball. The only good thing, the red went in. When you get a kick like that, normally they straighten up.
Yes, but from being a straightforward shot, it's slightly awkward. It's okay. Just managed to creep past the red. When you're striking down like that, there's
21.
not a lot you can do. Fortunately, you just had the angle to avoid that red. Red to the right middle now. And I like you, Willie. I think he'd like to get the brown out of the way and get it back up the other end of the table.
22.
So he's played for it now. He'll just be dropping the brown in and finding a path between the red and the black. Shouldn't be a problem. Looks a natural. That's a straightforward shot. It's all about pace, natural angle.
Now things should start to get a little bit easier. Probably play with the pink in the same pocket, but he wants to finish low on the pink, which is not done.
27.
The reason I say that, because he could just screw back and get onto all three reds, but I think he's okay. Just got a slight angle. There's the angle.
$33. $34.
That black puts Marco 19 points in the lead. Now if he looks at the scoreboard, he needs 2 reds,
41,
2 blacks, and that would put him 35 points in front with 35 remaining. So he needs the 3 remaining reds.
42.
The last one, no colour required.
Just looking at the scoreboard now, because he's got the wrong angle, it may be beneficial to bring the red out now, because he's going to need that red. He'll be nicely on the pink, and long as the cue ball doesn't hit exactly full ball.
50.
With just one more good positional shot, Marco Fu would have pulled a frame back. It appears to me, John, I don't know about you, but it appears to be just hanging on this session. And there's a slight chance now he could get out of it 4-4.
Absolutely.
56.
This red to go 35 points in front with just 27 remaining.
57.
He's missed a few shots that you wouldn't expect him to miss. And I think Mark Selby in his own way has got a little bit frustrated with 1 or 2 poor positional shots and maybe taken on a shot that you wouldn't normally take on. So it's been one of those sessions, typical
62.
tense opening session of a semi-final here at the Betfred World Championship.
64. $67. $71. $76. $82.
Well, that was a nice clearance from Marco Fu. Mark Selby had his chances. Could say he was a bit unlucky to become hampered on the pink. Went for a very risky blue. Missed it. And Marco Fu took the opportunity. Nice 89. And now 1 frame behind again. 1 more to play this session. 4-3, Mark Selby.
Been a little bit bits and pieces, John, hasn't it? I mean, Marco Fu is the only person of the two to win at one visit, where the 72 in frame 4, the 89 in frame 7. Mark Selby seems to be doing all the groundwork and then just making the little mistake.
Yeah, well, the thing is about this game is we all know, and we say many times, it's all about cue ball control. And you just lose it once and then it seems to snowball on you. But Marco there, I thought, took them very well. It wasn't the easiest of chances. But as I said, at the end there, it was all about fractions. Mark was in, looked as though he had a good chance, split the reds open, and just came hampered. But for that, and to me, the blue, maybe just pushing the boat out a little bit too much, because the brown, to me, was just covering at least a quarter of the pocket.
Didn't even get close to the blue, though, to be fair,
No,
did he?
no. But the brown would put you off, being so close to the pocket.
Thank you. Quiet down, please. Final frame of this session. Marco Fu to break.
Referee Brendan Moore suggesting that this is the final frame of the session, and that is exactly right. Marco Fu will be delighted so far. He won't be too disappointed at 5-3. It'll be a bonus to be 4-4.
Yeah, particularly when he was 3-0 down in no time at all, as we come to the 2.5 hour mark. Match time. It's just these last few frames that have been a bit slow. Usually now you're looking average frame time 17, 18 minutes. Average shot time, well, 28 seconds each. That's a little bit pedestrian. But there's been a lot of thinking time with the safety play that's gone on. It's not been, you know, obviously that shot time comes down when you're in amongst the balls making breaks. Don't have to think about the shot.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
This red becomes straight. He can stop it dead for the black, but it's not straight. He won't have the balls replaced here. Now, is he going to risk playing it slow for the black, or will he play for blue or port colour? Well, he's not even playing the red on the right hand side. There must be a gap between red and black to get back into the balk area. Very surprised he's taking this one on, to be honest. But once again, it's gone in. It must get better from where he was. Now, is he going to get a good kiss this time? The answer is no.
1.
Yeah, the worst possible case. If it had caught the yellow a little bit forward, the brown would have been possible. He's eyeing up the blue, but there's pressure on these. I know he's potted some terrific balls this evening.
I don't blame him for taking it on. He'd be a bit frustrated where the white finished again there. Didn't get close to the last blue.
Oh, super shot. Very good.
Not guaranteed to get nicely on the black.
6.
There's not a lot of room to finish perfect on this. As we see the blue going again. Just going to play a stun run through. Need that cue ball to roll through about 6 inches. Oh, so much so he didn't even play for it.
7.
In trouble again.
Well, in and out of balk here. He's got to be careful. He's got to avoid the brown at all costs here. A bit too much side on it. But he's on the red.
12.
And he'll be screwing back here. Maybe open a few reds, maybe bring the pink into play, but looking beyond the blue. Ooh, he needs a full ball kiss on the green. He's got it, so
30.
that leaves him a shot on the brown. It could have been worse.
This brown's no certainty. knows if the brown goes in, the reds are in perfect position to make a sizable break. If not a frame-winning break, now he needs to go around the back of the black. And that's very good.
17.
Yeah, that was an excellent positional shot. Okay, he can't pot this red and stay on the black, but good shot to be on it. Now, need to be right side the blue. This has been his weakness all night.
18. Yeah.
But he judged it well there. And just come down the left-hand side of the table. There you go. The right side. Always stay the right side of the blue line. You won't get in trouble. Somewhere in that circle will do nicely. It's a bullseye.
23.
And now frame at his mercy.
24.
I think on reflection of what we've seen so far this evening, Mark Selby probably deserves to win the session. Marco Fu's just been hanging on to his coattails. Apart from the 2 breaks, he hasn't made a 30 in any of the other frames.
$31.
So far, highest break for Selby 63, highest break for Marco Fu 89. I think Mark Selby will possibly make a century here. If he doesn't get a kick, can you believe that? That is the most
32.
unbelievable kick. The only good thing is the white did travel a little bit further through. If it had stopped in front of the red, he wouldn't have been able to attempt the black. Amazing, John, isn't it, when you got the balls perfect and that happens?
Yeah, it's the blight of every snooker player's life, isn't it? The dreaded heavy contact. But didn't let him affect the next shot. And that's what you've got to do. You've just got to accept these things are going to happen.
39. $40.
Played that nicely. If he gets to 68 points, it'll be snooker's required. Played that a bit strange. Has he lost the black? He's covered the black spot. Oh, he doesn't want it to go on the pink spot. That's pink and black tied up. Well, maybe not the pink.
47.
Maybe not the pink. But obviously he didn't want the black to go on the pink spot.
The pink in right middle. Now, is it worth taking the risk of playing the red and to get onto the pink? He's just having a look now. I think it's a bit tight, John. If you finish a little bit high, you've got no shot. So may play for the blue here.
Yeah, the only thing that encouraged me to try and play for the pink is that it'd be nice to have the pink on the black spot. But playing this red, surely he's going up for the blue. Or bought colour, as it turns out.
48.
Because he's not been very good, it has to be said this evening, on getting nice angles on the blue.
On what looked like a golden frame winning opportunity, there's now hard work. Now does the pink pot in the left hand middle? Can he get onto the pink in that pocket? Probably
51.
not. You have to
52.
work hard for these.
Once again, wrong side the blue. There's the blue line. He wanted to be the other side of it.
He's got a wry smile as he walked around the table then, Johnny. He knows he's getting a little bit frustrated, getting the wrong angle all the time.
Pots the blue. goes 61 points in front, but still 75 remaining. And with the pink and black practically out of commission, he's going to need 2 more of these remaining reds to clinch the frame at this visit.
57.
He's potted some good balls tonight, I will say that about him. His cue ball control has been, well, average, but he has potted some good balls. But you need another one here, tight under the cushion. I think the red just below the black will go to the right corner, so it could be a natural angle. Needs this blue and 1 more red for a 2-frame advantage. Good shot, and judged it to perfection.
$63.
A glance at the scoreboard will tell him that no heroics with this positional shot.
$64.
As John said, that's to secure a 2-frame lead overnight. Come back tomorrow afternoon for the second of 4 sessions. This doesn't look any good.
69.
Marco Fu is drinking his glass of water. I think he's seen enough of this frame.
Mark Selby, 69.
He is conceding. A bit scrappy in this session, to be honest, but both players will be pretty pleased with the night's work. Marco Fu hung on to his coattails. Mark Selby perhaps deserved the 2-frame lead overnight. It's 5-3 to the world number 1.
Well, play will be resuming at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's the other semi-final between Ding Junhui and Alan McManus, who's rolling back the years. Look forward to your company then. Good night.